Hey, you BiKoPians. I'm Paul, and this is Snowshoe Backcountry. Let's go. When you enter the backcountry trails at Snowshoe, it's like you enter this mystical forest. It's absolutely amazing and just crazy and really rooty. You see these amazing views from time to time out of this like mystical forest, and it's just amazing. There's these really cool, like, whoa, it's super slick, but these really cool bridges over these huge boulders. It's pretty intimidating, especially it was really slick this day when we rode. It's really interesting, the soil at Snowshoe. It's actually like sand, and these backcountry trails are just covered with pine needles. It gives it a really interesting feel, and it makes it really cool because you can ride after the rain without damaging the trails. But as you can see, these little wood structures, these bridges with boulders, it was intimidating. It was pretty hard, but lots of fun. But the trails get out of the boulders and the bridges, and it just, look at all that moss, and it's just so amazing. It's pretty technical trails, just being really tight and rocks. It's sort of slow going and sort of feels like you're on an expedition, but it's a ton of fun. You can see right here just like how amazingly beautiful it is, and there's some little breaks, of sort of fast trail, and I know I'm not going fast, but for Snowshoe backcountry, this feels sort of fast. And as you can see, little puddles, but again, there's no mud on our tires, just the roots are really, really slick. It makes for some technical tight riding just over these roots. That type of riding is not for everybody, but it was a lot of fun to hit this mountain bike trail or trail system back in the woods at Snowshoe in the backcountry. And even though it was a little hike-a-bike, little trying to get through things and failing like that, it's just what it's about. And you would come across some of these like downhills like this, and it would be pretty rocky. You'd get some speed, and it was just such a mix-up between wet roots, rocks, pine needles, and just being like you're in this mythical forest. And you know, I kept being like, will I see a black bear? I didn't see a black bear. I sort of wanted to see a black bear. I sort of didn't want to see a black bear, but it's sort of on your mind in the backcountry, and it goes off your mind too, though, because I mean, just look at this woods. It's so amazing. It's so cool. It's so beautiful, and you're just out there with your friends mountain bike on the trails, and you just gotta love mountain biking in the woods. It's the little mountain bike things like this that make it so special. As we descended in the backcountry, we kept getting lower and lower towards this sort of creek system, and the trails, because it rained that day and the day before, it just started getting sort of wet. It wasn't really muddy. Again, there was no mud on our tires. We were running through the ruts like you're supposed to in trail conditions like this, but it was just really unique riding conditions, especially us coming from Kentucky. It's completely different. It's sort of taboo to ride after a rain in Kentucky, and the trail system and the soil here is just so different and provides for a different dynamic. But you can see this beautiful creek off to my left, and they have all these cool little bridges. It was this really awesome creek crossing that was a lot of fun. Definitely a lot more challenging, especially these roots right here with it being wet. But these really, really cool bridges just were like everywhere, and they had a little bit of grippy, like it looks like metal material. You see my buddy hopping off that tree, super cool. And look at him, no handstand, bike on the gravel road, riding up to the sort of the ski lift area. It was a total hike-a-bike up the fire roads back to the top of Snowshoe, but the backcountry is a lot of fun.